Hey, good people. This is Rocki with Rocki's Reality, the #1 podcast for unfiltered and unapologetic culture, entertainment, and relationships. Tap in live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as I chat with some of the dopest artists, celebrities, influencers, entrepreneurs, and more. Make sure to catch us live Thursdays, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Roku. See you soon.
See, I'm still from the store, just from the job. Working at a restaurant, I was working at one of them hibachi joints. Realized y'all love garlic butter. I started stealing that shit, selling 2 tubs for $5. Shit got hard, I started cutting it with margarine.
I love it. I love them. Welcome to Rocki's Reality. Today I have one of my favorite people, one of my big Aries, caution, big Aries energy coming your way, okay? We got double trouble, 2 Aries in the building tonight. But tonight I have comedian, author, philanthropist, big words, philanthropist, producer, motivational speaker, y'all. Comedian Barb. Barb is funny, y'all, as hell.
In the building.
Otherwise known as the creator of Only in Detroit.
What up, though? You already know.
In the flesh.
I don't think anybody could have done it better other than Shannon Sharp with the intro. Thank you very much. I'll take that.
Listen, I'm trying.
I feel like, and another one. Thank you for the credits.
You deserve it. Because I want people to know also, Barb and I go way back.
Mm-hmm.
Way back.
way back.
Mm-hmm. To when she was a social worker.
Yeah.
Protecting the children.
Yeah, protecting the children.
Protecting the children with the state of Michigan. So that's one thing I admire, and I want to give you your flowers and kudos on, Tiff, how you left the state of Michigan after 14 years in child welfare.
Yes.
Now you are author, got the cookbook, the vegan cookbook.
Chefing it up.
Okay. Got the vegan cookbook. Also, her own, her memoir, Faith Over Fear, Tales of a Retired Hood Rat. Get your copy.
Listen. It's not even listed on the website yet. I just got them today.
Fresh off the press.
So this the first, you getting the preview of the cover and everything. So
fresh, because I had the original one when she came up in here. I was like, oh, is this the new edition? What's happening? The new edition. So shout out to you. And I just again want to give you your flowers, Tiff. Because I really admire just your tenacity and your bravery, which Aries, that's what we do. We just
that is what we do.
I'm waiting to take that risk. I'm waiting to leap, to make that leap. But I just really admire what you've done. And so talk about that moment when you said, fuck this, I'm about to be a comedian full time.
Well, you know what? To be honest, I think that it was more than just a moment. You know what I mean? It was kind of more of like a plan. It was something that, well, first off, let's start from the very beginning. I was not thinking about being a comedian. That was not something that I aspired to be. That was not something that I was thinking about. Now, I always wanted to try comedy. And you know, when you goofy or maybe you have a talent of some sort, like you was speaking or something, you're not thinking about that as a career. That's just something that you do. You know, that's just who you are. So like at work and stuff, everybody knows, shout out to the state of Michigan.
Listen, you got to laugh to keep from crying there. Shit, baby. You got to have a sense of humor working for the state of Michigan.
Do you hear me, baby? Okay.
To make it through.
A personality and some wine.
Okay.
Wine first, personality second.
Listen.
But it was one of those things I didn't think about like that. And I ended up doing a bucket list. So when I did the bucket list, and at the time, it was like one of the worst times in my life. Like the worst. Just big breakup with friends, break up with my man. You know, I had an altercation. It was just thing after thing at that time. And I was really like feeling low. But one thing about Aries and a lot of people, Detroiters, Black women, I mean,
we're resilient. Detroit.
We are resilient. So a lot of times in those times of where you're feeling down and out, you can reinvent yourself. That's why they say when a girl break up, now she got a master's degree, baby girl got a new car, credit score 45 points up in a day.
The lost weight, all of that.
Baby, waist training for the next 28
the
days.
Natural BBL, with the natural BBL.
Built the ass, everything, baby. Nipples pierced, all that. Coming back real, new. It's me, guys. It's me. So, just being at that point in my life where it was like, dang, and going.
And this was how long ago?
So I've been doing comedy now for 8.5 years.
Damn.
The time be flying, baby.
Oh my God.
Listen.
Okay. So 8.5 years ago, you was building up to the plan. You was like, yes, look, we gotta.
I was like, you know what? We about to No, really 8.5 years ago, that's when I was kind of introduced to it. So we had a coworker, and Rocki, we were in Cadillac Place, but you wasn't in my department. I think you was in another department. We came from the same child welfare, right? Over to where we was at doing what we was doing. And one of the coworkers over there, because what happened was I had just come from Children's Protective Services in Highland Park, which was really a rough place. Shout out to the D. It was a lot
Highland
going on.
Park, baby, Highland Park.
HP gang.
Off Hamilton, okay.
Off Hamilton with the, and it was one of those things where I was like, and I transferred to adult to do something easier. Long story short, because it's always a long story because I'm Black. So don't think any story I give is ever going to be short as long. My coworker was doing that on the side, invited me to a show. And one thing about the state, in a lot of good work environments, we support each other.
Absolutely.
So your coworker could be, listen, coworkers be selling spaghetti dinners and girl, because I remember you was the DVD lady.
Listen, music.
If y'all didn't know,
$3, baby, $3.
How far back we went. You would come to my office and you would have that big CD. I'm sorry, I'm telling my age, auntie moment.
Okay.
And you would have that big CD case, and you will always have a jams because you couldn't just listen to what you want to listen to like you can now. Like people take that for granted. Like we was really like CD skip. Somebody scratch CD, you ready to scratch them.
Yep.
So,
right.
Like that was
right. You scratch my shit.
Damn.
Right. Especially my special mixes, baby. Loving Thugs, baby. Love Thugs.
And Thugs.
Baby.
Okay.
Listen.
So
hustling.
We were it was just one of those things. So when she introduced me, well, she had thrown the show. When she threw the show, long story short, I'm telling her I want to throw something, and she's like, "Yo, you can try this." I'm like, "That's on my bucket list."
To do a
comedy.
stand-up. Okay, because you was naturally funny. You got the gene from both your parents. They was naturally hilarious and passed it on to you.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. And plus, when your parents getting out of prison, it's going to be something funny. I'm sorry. Some people might cry. I choose to laugh. Sorry. It is what it is. So,
make the best of it.
In the midst of that, I do it. And as soon as I did it, I was like, I want to do this. I knew it immediately. It wasn't any questions asked. I just knew in my heart, like, yo, this is what I'm really supposed to be doing.
It's my purpose. My purpose.
I'm supposed to be doing comedy. Like, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So after that, one thing I always say is that when you're doing something that's in your purpose, the universe will align to make those things happen.
Yeah.
Long story short, I ended up meeting somebody who introduced me to a famous comedian from here, from Detroit, named Kool-Aid. He was a legend.
Rest in peace,
and
Kool-Aid.
Yep, he took me under his wing, and it was like boom, boom, boom. And from there, I was just doing it. At that point, that's when I just started to make a plan to transition. It was several reasons why I want to transition. First off, social work is a burnout. Yeah. When you doing social work, people don't understand how much work is really goes into being a social work, how much you give of your personal self, your personal time. You take those cases home when you doing social
trauma.
Work. Baby, that secondary trauma
is real.
Baby, the wine, you whining down. Okay, social workers love a happy hour. If you go to a happy hour, it's full of teachers.
We used to have social workers. Okay,
baby, jumping. Okay, Mitch is on a Friday. Another thing. Sorry, just telling too much. I'm telling too much. Take it back. So it was just one of those things. So, and then I also had the hot dog cart. Yeah. So I'm doing the hot dog cart. I'm doing social work. And so now I have comedy too. And it was just one of those things where I was like, look, I feel like it's now or never. And I've been doing this for 14 years. Well, at the time it wasn't 14 years, but when I was doing comedy, I'm like, I already been doing this for so many years. I know what it's like to be a social worker. I know what it's like. I don't know what it's like if I step out on my dreams and I choose to go into comedy. So that's kind of how that happened. And I started devising a plan. And one thing about the state, I ain't trying to tell on y'all, because I know Rocki, some y'all still up in there. But baby, the state love to use a medical leave. Okay. We have the best benefits, baby, and I was medicaling out the leaves of the medical. Okay, baby. Every chance I got, let somebody bump the back of my car. Oh, 6 weeks off, 8 weeks off.
Yeah.
And so I was
Getting that LTD.
baby, the mental health is not together. It's not healthy. I'm gonna need some time off. So I was time offing it all the time. Until eventually I was just like, I'm just gonna try and save up as much as I can. I end up downgrading my car. I downgraded my house. I took a lot of concessions and initially to be able to go into comedy full time. So it wasn't just like step out. It was really a sacrifice to do that. Yeah.
Well, again, kudos to you. Hats off
Thank
to you.
you.
And clap. Let's clap it up for, because that be the thing. Those of us who are creatives and want to achieve our dreams, we know it is a tremendous sacrifice. So,
Yeah.
how did you hone your skills, Tiff? How did you ever got booed?
No, I've never been booed, but
Okay,
it's
good.
been silence, baby. Because one thing about comedy, you ain't gotta boo a comedian, baby. Just
gonna
be
look at you.
quiet up
Right,
in that
that's
boy.
the
And you in
boos.
that bed, like, please, anybody.
Right.
And another thing,
Crickets.
who from the west side?
Crickets and
Who got kids? Anybody got a kid? You do anything with the comedy. Who, okay, anybody married? You just trying to get any
Try to do
type of
something right.
noise
Yeah.
in our audience. So I've never been booed, but I've bombed. And every comedian I feel like has bombed. Now, the bombing is on different levels. Let's be honest
It's
with
levels
that.
to the bombing.
It's
Okay,
levels.
shit.
I ain't been bombed like, bitch, get up out of here. But it has been like, you gonna leave early. You could tell who didn't do good because they don't stay to the end of the show.
They
If you ain't do good, baby, I got to go. I see y'all
how
later.
You honed your skills? Like, who did you watch? Certain people? Did you? And I know certain clubs are tougher than others.
Yeah,
certain
absolutely,
crowds are,
absolutely.
So talk about that. Talk us to the levels of bombing, though. Let's talk about the levels of bombing.
So the
Let's go back
levels
to
of
that.
bombing is throwing something on the stage. Detroit used to have this spot called Mandy's. It's still open.
Yes, on the east side.
Yeah, that was kind of wrapping up when I was coming into the game. But they used to hold the keys up and shake the keys if you wasn't a good comedian. They shake the keys on your ass. And so they had that, So it's just so it's different levels of bombing. So
you've been out of state. You've been out of state
of
before.
course,
And
of course.
You okay? So how did you hone yourself? Who did you watch? What techniques have you picked up?
Kool-Aid. I watched
Any
Kool-Aid.
female comedians though?
Well, I watched a lot of comedians. So the comedians that I love and I really model myself after are Red Fox and Lucille Ball.
Baby,
I'm a big fan of I Love Lucy. I'm a big fan of Lucille Ball. Everything. If you really study the history of what she did, and I do understand, I'm a black comedian, so Red Fox, Love Some More. It's so many people that I do, but when I look at the trajectory of where I would want my career to be, I love the Lucille Balls. I love the Red Fox. I thought she was so iconic. She had that show. She was the first woman to have an interracial relationship on TV, first woman to be pregnant on TV, first person to make a 3-camera setup. It was no 3-camera setups or live audiences before Lucille Ball. She greenlit Star Trek and Mission Impossible. So you wouldn't have any of those franchises without her. And then of course Red Fox, to be that age on TV, to defy the laws of age, to have his own show, his own way. He used to say what he wanted to say. He had his friends on the show. So things like that to me are iconic. And then you watch all the comedians. Every single comedian. Detroit, I love Detroit comedy so much. It's a family. We have so many talented, very, very talented comedians here. So you watch your Cocos, you watch your, Simply Chanel's. It's so many women, Shawnee D. I mean, I could go on and on. Even the women that I work with every day, like Ronnie Chanel or Melanie Hearn, or every day watching them and watching their growth, you can't help but to get better. And that's how I know that I love it so much, because I'm never satisfied with it. I'm
You
always
rewatch?
ready.
Do you rewatch your sets and say,
Just
I need to work on
recently,
that. I need to tweak that, or I need to do this to that joke. I need to tell this a certain way
maybe
next
the
time.
last year, because
Okay.
that's the hardest part, because you have to be so comfortable with yourself to live.
Yeah.
I could be on stage and rock it and then do not want to watch it after. Listen to myself. I'm like, oh, I'm so ghetto. Why I move like a dolphin? That's how you know I've been raised around dolphins, because I got some little dolphin movements. I'm pretty sure somebody thought I was on something, because I'm doing all this. I'm not even realizing I'm doing that, because I'm just in my element. I'm in the zone, but I really want to be a lot more sophisticated and uppity,
Nah,
and
be who you are.
but it's just
No,
the
it is
way
what it
that
is.
it's rocking. So I think that when I listen to my sets now, it is helping me trim. First off, I'm a beast anyway. I've been a beast since I started for each level I've been at. But right now, thank you, Joe. No.
Exactly.
But I just feel like when I do listen to it, it does make my sets better. It makes it more polished, and I'm always wanting to be better. So I'm always gonna critique myself and go back and listen to the set, or look at the content that I'm putting out. And that's why I feel so blessed, because in social work, I liked it. I like being a social worker. I like being a protective services worker. I like serving my community. My mom grew up in foster care. I thought it was important for that. But what I love comedy. I love it. I think about it all the time. I could be at home all day. I probably could make 47 videos a day. I restrain myself.
Wait,
sometimes.
so let's talk about that. How you come up with and I wanted to, Joe. I sent a video to you, a clip, the Only in Detroit, the auntie skits and the Only in Detroit skits, just fucking hilarious. Like, how do you come up with your material? How do you decide? Do you try to reflect what's going on in the world? Because as a comedian, a lot of times people look to you all, or look to entertainers to represent or have a voice about what's happening in the world. So how do you handle that?
I think, like, when it comes to comedy, it just comes up in your mind sometimes. Sometimes it may be what just happened. Sometimes it may be something that happened to you or a friend of yours, an experience that you've had. I don't really tap into my personal life the way I could on stage. I don't even talk about being a social worker or my parents. I just started talking about my parents a little bit. It's plenty. I've lived.
I was reading a book like, girl,
yeah,
you had to be funny to deal with that life.
Yeah. I had a life. That's what made me write the book the first time, and that's what made me put it back out. Now it's only 80 pages, so it's a short book. It's quick, but I just wanted to get to the point. And sometimes I can't believe, sometimes I really be tripping. I can't even believe that
I came through that
I'm
shit.
me. And when I said I don't mean like because I'm a celebrity, but for the way that I was raised to be able to still thrive and just live. People don't understand. Like, for me to go to college or get a degree or be doing any of this is like amazing. Like, I was destined to either go to prison or be just ratted out,
But just be a hood rat the rest of your life instead of retired.
Yeah, relapse is a part of recovery, right?
We still like the hood things. We do. I was just telling my husband that. I said, I don't care how educated I get or how far we move, I'm always have a love for the East Side. I told him I still always feel so comfortable when I go over there, because I said they're my people. So and even though I don't travel across the world, you know what I'm saying?
But you know what? At being from Joy Road, first off, I am from Joy Road, West Side finest. But I will say this. I really like people from the East Side. I think they just so cool. Like, people from the East Side cool. Like, you don't have to. You West Side be having a little bit, just a little bit.
You done tagged us in some of them Only in Detroit though. Sometimes we
because the East Side be acting
we
fool.
Do.
It's the Scandler Parks.
We do.
But Rouge Park is just right on par.
Listen. Let's
it's
not
that
get
East
into
Side Power Ranger.
Let's not get into the Brightmore area, baby. Okay,
we gonna. I'm gonna stop talking now because I feel attacked.
Listen, baby, it's so many areas. But wait a minute, let's go into one of the Only in Detroit clips, because this shit. But sometimes I'll be like, what in the hell? Like, how do you just be driving around and see the shit? Or do somebody call you or text you and be like, look, see Barb, you got to go see this. Like, Let's bring up one of the clips.
Okay, let's
the
bring
shit is
up this.
ridiculous.
Oh, this one was funny right here. Let's see.
I'm like, what in the hell?
For sure.
Just a whole as Joe was bringing it up.
Well, that particular clip that you're getting ready to show, somebody sent it to me. But what really started was I was riding around seeing stuff and I was kind of just tagging it. And I was like, you know what? I think if I put a little theme to it or brand it, people will understand what they're watching. So that was it. And just I'm from Detroit. I'm born and raised in the D. Like, period.
Right. We love our city. You got
Joy Road, downtown, hot dog selling for years.
Right. And you don't have it. You don't have the
I had a hot dog car.
You
I'll never get rid of. Listen, y'all listen to this. When I get my first mansion, because I'm gonna get one.
Yeah.
I don't know when. It might be in 7 months, it might be in 17 years. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen because I just feel like as much as I've been able to transition in life, that really shows me that whatever I really believe in and put my all into is gonna happen. But anyway, the hot dog cart will be in the backyard of that. I don't care. 7,000 square feet, delicious dogs. Because I'm Detroit's hot dog princess for everybody who did not know.
You was.
You
was
know
down there at Campus Marches.
And I still have it. This is the first year I didn't do an event. It's gonna be in the new movie coming out on Tubi, A Night to Forget, which was produced by my friend Renika McQueen.
I love it. I was just about to ask. Shout out to Renika.
You gotta give a shout out.
I love it. She was on the show. Was it early this year or last year? She was on the show.
She a beast.
Listen, shout out to her.
Yeah, my friend a beast.
Listen, she's doing her thing.
She is.
And I love how the other week she posted, she was like, I'm going beyond Tubi at some point. I'm like, let's go.
Listen.
Let's get on. Come on with the Prime and the Hulu.
Listen, out in LA, they have teams of people writing these same movies that I'm watching her write her own series, her own movie. So that lets you know. And one thing about timing, like, it's all in God's timing. You know what I mean? If you really believe it, that's why manifestation is so real. Oh, she just checked in talking about, hey, y'all, thank you. Hey, girl, look at you stalking my page. Anyway, I'm talking for the people watching that's on my Instagram Live. I feel like whatever you really believe, but you have to believe it with all you. Sometimes you have
if it's already happening.
Believe that something that seems unrealistic is going to happen because you will move that way.
Yeah, exactly. I believe that too. Yeah. I'm gonna act as if it's already happening.
You have to.
It's already happening. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of when.
It's just a matter of when.
You really got to think that way, because if you don't, then you just gonna be stuck.
You're gonna be stuck. And the thing about it, the way I think about life, even with death, is we here right now. Right? You don't know how long this your vessel right now. We really don't know what entails after. So what you need to do is you need to shoot your shot in this shot, in this
as many as possible.
Shoot your shot right in this life. You shoot your shot in this life, because if you wait, it might be too late. And I don't care how old you is. You understand me? I feel like thank you. I feel like everything I'm supposed to get, I'm going to get. And God's timing, because I believe I'm going to get it. And I work like I'm going to get it. Because some days you can't work this hard if you don't believe you're not going to get it.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be able to do as much as I do right now, even though I am feeling lonely as an empty nester. But,
Listen, so, wait a minute. So let's go on to the clip, only from Detroit. That only for okay.
Only in Detroit, we have another great one for you. No plate, no problem. You know why? Because the plate is in progress. You hear that? We're making progress in life, and we're making progress with that plate. Cardboard, ink pen, all you need. Detroit.
You know what?
They love that shit.
Hell no. I love it too. Listen,
they love it.
I love it. Especially that one when you was like on the lodge with it. I was on the lodge with it
today, and I was like, if they don't get the fuck out this lane, Lord
Baby,
Jesus.
the Lodge is something else. The Lodge is the American Autobahn.
Exactly. Exactly.
It is. It's
What
like
so
that.
so let's go back to your family, pivotal points in your life. You went to Dillard.
I went to Dillon University. Shout out to the HBCU
Listen,
grads.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. And you definitely are an example of like you don't have to stay where you start.
I went to
I
college
love
by
that.
myself
Yeah.
and I caught a bus.
Yeah, I heard you. You had all. I've read you had all your stuff. So talk about how that
all
was
my
a
stuff. I didn't
pivotal.
have that much. I had about a suitcase. I mean, I ain't had shit.
Right.
And when I think about what the stuff I had, and I be complaining like I don't have anything to wear. I would have bought 2 jogging suits. I'm going to Seattle tomorrow, so I had to go get me 2 jogging suits for Seattle.
Right.
And I think about being on. Well, I got a ride to Memphis and then caught the bus. And then I think about just having that one suitcase. I had a suitcase and maybe a duffel bag and a boombox.
And so that was a pivotal point in your life. What have been some other pivotal points along the way for you in your life?
I think a couple things. I think going to Cranbrook, the enrichment program Horizons Over Bond was probably one of the first ones. Yep, Joe went there too. I went there high school because I went to Finney for a year and then I went to Mackenzie. And I went to that program, which was really pivotal. It showed me something different. I think also just having a dad, even despite everything I went through, I still had a dad. He was sick. My dad lost his kidneys, so he had 2 kidney transplants, artificial heart valve replacement. So I kind of was like a nurse growing up. Trust somebody probably would be like, this shit is unbelievable, but it was so complex for me growing up, but just still his guidance was still important. It's still important for kids to have fathers, and regardless to what ailments they father may have, whether that's prison or addiction or whatever, kids need that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's still the presence. And I think college was a big one for me. College was like my first time being really immersed in a different, because Cranbrook, you go for a minute, you come back. But being at Dillard, being in New Orleans, even though New Orleans is scandalous too. Shout out to Nolans, baby. What up though?
Yes.
Just being at a HBCU was good for me because it showed me something different. It was a lot of different type of parents. You know, my mom suffered from a lot of mental health and addiction issues. So just to see some of those dynamic Black families, you know, all together doing a thing. I think also being a professional, you know, because then you get to meet your coworkers. So now I'm working for the state of Michigan. Another thing was going to business school, going to get my MBA from University of Detroit Mercy. And that was like when I took my first international trip. So that was pivotal. It's just been so many things that was pivotal. Being around, you know, going to get a master's, and not just a master's, an MBA, and then also going to Rome, and I've been to Barcelona and going to Toronto and those type of things. So it's just been a really it's been so many things that I feel have been been pivotal in my life that, you know, that helped me get out of, you know, the mindset that I grew up with. And because I grew up fighting a lot.
Yeah.
You know, I was
we gotta unlearn. We have to unlearn a lot of things. You realize that as you get older. And I was when I was reading it, I it's a couple quotes that stuck out to me. And the one when you said, when you choose faith, you choose life. You choose happiness and catapult yourself in your preordained destiny. And so how do you it's like you're living that right now, having that faith.
Yeah.
You definitely an example of that.
Yeah, thank you.
And that other one you had, I have always had the heart of a leader, but I had the self-esteem of a follower. That really stuck out to me. So how do you fight imposter syndrome now? Because you've been on the stage with Kev on stage and all these big names. Mike Epps. Like, how do you fight that imposter syndrome when you're amongst those people?
I think that another thing about comedy that I love is that I think that it really helped me with my self-esteem, because I did not grow up with self-esteem, right? And so, but in order to be a really good comedian, you're going to have a certain level of self-esteem and self-worth, because sometimes you're saying self-deprecating things. Sometimes other people are not feeling you. You might be up there and they just not feeling you. You still have to be feeling yourself and okay with who you are. And I think the more confident you are on the stage, then sometimes the the better they perceive the comedy, you
Mhm.
know. And once you realize that being yourself is so much better than being somebody else, then that's when you're gonna really tap in, because the world already has one of them. And you can only pretend so long.
Mhm.
Some people pretend for 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. I'm not saying that you can't pretend for a minute. That's why we got actors and actresses. But you can only be somebody else for so
Right.
long. So you're gonna have to let go and just be you. You're gonna have to do that, because after a while you can only keep up with it. You're gonna
Yeah.
run out of things to do being that other person, because you really don't know what that other person is. And also realizing that people really like originality. Originality will take you longer, but when you get there, you'll also be there longer. So you can get on being somebody else. You can get on doing what somebody else is doing. I could come out and just be somebody, try and be somebody else and not be this complex person. Cause my first manager I had, he used to be like, yo, you can't be talking about no college degrees. They want you to be a hood rat. And I am
Mm.
partially, I'm part, like, you know,
Right.
people be
It's different
mixed.
facets to me.
I'm half hood. Well, I'm gonna say a quarter.
Yeah.
Because if you, when you used to say, remember back in the day going to school, everybody wanted to be a quarter Native American to
Right.
go to school
Yes.
for free
Yes.
and
I
get a
got
check.
Indian in my
So I'm a
family.
quarter hood rat, but
Right.
I'm also a college educated. I'm also, you know what I mean? I also do motivational speaking. I also was a professional for this many years, and have had a business for 20 years, and also do this. And I also used to beat people up back in the day. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a duality there that people are not used to or comfortable with. But it's my job to say,
Right.
yo, this
This
who
is
I
me.
am. It might take you a little longer to understand me. It might take you a little longer to understand that some things are art to me, some things are entertainment to me. But this is who I am in real life. Then I'm okay with it. And it once again, it's taking longer, but it's panning out because the originality is there. And anytime you being yourself is going to be original. You don't
Yep.
never have to worry about following somebody. And then another thing too is when you following somebody and people turn on them,
Uh-oh.
then what about
Right.
you and your
Wait.
tailgate now?
So has anybody ever stolen your jokes?
Absolutely.
I've heard.
A lot of comedians steal a lot of comedians' jokes. I'm just sorry.
What? Okay.
And
So.
sometimes on purpose and sometimes by mistake. And what I
Mm,
mean by that is it's people, you'll be like, damn, that's my material word for word.
right.
And then it's sometimes where you on stage and maybe you brought something up and that might have sparked, they don't even realize. That's just like you could sit around somebody, right? You and your husband, y'all been together a long time. How long? How long was a long?
Girl, it'll be 25 years.
Oh, girl. When it
Yeah,
fast.
long
Listen, I
time.
just hit the 25-day mark and I'm feeling good.
Listen,
I just hit 25.
listen, with your new boo, okay.
We'll talk about that next show.
Okay.
Baby, you know, you
Listen,
never know.
Listen.
Yo,
Listen, I'm about to say we
right
still taking
about-
potentials though,
You know, I'm just
you
saying.
know,
He
the
might-
highest bidder.
We'll
Yes,
see you
listen.
liking it, because I'm definitely, I am ready to be married and settle down. I'm ready to be
Girl.
chilling. I ain't lying. But what was the question? What the fuck was you
Girl,
talking
I don't even
Like,
remember. You know
That'd
that's
be too much.
no, we was talking about imposter syndrome. You talk about
Oh,
being
yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
and how you and I was asking you,
Uh-huh.
y'all steal each other jokes. Well, you don't
Oh,
steal
no.
jokes.
What I
But
feel
I'm like, this is like a common thing I'm hearing of people stealing people's jokes. And I mean, I get how people might you hear something then you might expand on
that's
it.
what I was saying.
You know what I'm saying? But when you just take a whole punchline and shit.
That's what I mean by different levels in different ways, because somebody may come up and okay, so let me say the reason I say this, because I'm learning that sometimes when I say things, you know, as Aries, it may not be what I want to say for it to be interpreted in a certain way, right? Maybe I said the wrong phrase. Okay. So let me start over.
Listen, we ain't got no filter. We ain't got no filter. Right. Retract.
There are some comedians that feel like if you're on the same subject, somebody stole their joke, and that's not true. So let's say you're talking about your kid, and you might say your kid goes to college in Atlanta, is getting ready to graduate. Maybe they may say my kid is in Georgia getting ready to that's true for you and that's true for them.
Mhm.
You're going to have your own take and spin on it though. So I could get up there and talk about an old man, and my homegirl could get up there and talk about an old man too. And it's two totally different takes, because how can we really interpret something exactly the same? Even though we all have a shared experience in life. We all eat food, right? We all date somebody or try and date somebody, whether it's a he, she, him, white, black. We all got gas. Everybody, I ain't met one person yet that has never farted in their whole life since they've been a baby.
Right.
Not one person.
Right.
You know, everybody has a food allergy, or everybody needs to eat to survive. So there are going to be some things that are going to be similarities. It's going to be your interpretation. Now, you do have some people that just get up there and steal. Think about papers in school or money or at the job. It's people who go in the store and steal. So why wouldn't it be somebody who gets up there and steals, especially when you have pressure on you to come up with something? The thing about me though,
yeah, because how do you come up with that's a great question, Renika. That's how and hey, Renika, what is the inspiration?
Look, I told you, my friend. That's why I love my friends. Because if you not stalking me, then you is not my friend. Because I be stalking Renika too. I be all.
That's why Aries and Scorpios get along. Though we like we like to stalk each other. We be doing
what you doing? Nothing. I just called you 4 minutes ago. I want to know now since I talked to you last time.
Right. So what's the inspiration for your jokes though?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I asked this earlier too.
It's just whatever is going on. Yeah.
Is there anything you won't talk about? Any topics you avoid?
There are topics I avoid. Like, I have some political stuff, and I've worked on a lot of political campaigns. I believe in what I believe in. I'm strong in what I believe in. But I also believe that when you're coming to a comedy show and you're paying your money for a comedy show, you're not really paying to be offended or to be, you know what I mean? If it's that themed comedy show, but if you coming to see me, I'm trying to unite us at least for this hour. I'm not saying, because that used to be the great thing about being from America, that we could not agree and still be able to be in the same area. Now, don't get me wrong, this new thing is something different. So it is a line drawn, but still, as a professional, as somebody who gets money to do this, because shout out to everybody. I hope to see y'all November 29th and November 30th.
We're gonna get into that in a little bit.
Black Friday weekend at the Detroit House of Comedy. Go get y'all tickets now. And I got the book out. The Faith Over Fear Tales Retired Hood Rat. The book's gonna be available at the show. You know, I got.
Yeah, I like that cover better.
Thank you. Yeah, that was my first book. This is me and my great aunt. This is actually the one who inspired me to go to a HBCU.
Okay.
She was a Morris Brown graduate. She was also a teacher here in Detroit for years and years. She traveled the world. She gave me her passport with the stamps and stuff in it. And even though she died when I was 12, she inspired me so much. And that's how you know you got to talk to kids and speak to people, because you would think back then, how is that still affecting me now? I went to a HBCU because of I remember her talking to me about that. So
yeah. So you avoid politics. What about like LGBTQ topics?
I do. You know what? I'm gonna be honest. I avoid that too because I'm not in that group. And I do feel like that's almost like somebody who not in our group saying the N-word. It's like, that's for this group. So I'm not well versed in that to be talking about them. I love the LGBTQ. I have plenty of friends in that community, but I'm not like an expert in, like my homeboy Joe Dombrowski, shout out to him. He does a show every month, My Straight Friends. Now I would do that because it's educating you on that culture. And I learned some stuff up in there. But I wouldn't. So I don't touch on that. I don't touch on politics. I don't, everything else, I think I pretty much will touch on.
Fair game. Okay.
It's fair game.
Okay. And so, of course, you know, what is it in a great, again, Renika, great question. What is the hardest part for you being a woman in the entertainment industry? And that's what I was going to ask, a woman in comedy.
Okay.
Because we already know as women, all the shit we still gotta overcome.
Because we overcoming it.
But yeah, speak to that as far as being a woman in comedy.
I think that
you done been out to Cali, you done been, like you said, Seattle, you done been all over.
Yep. So, I'm going to Seattle tomorrow.
Yeah.
We doing a casting call Seattle this Saturday, 20 versus 1 casting call. So y'all pull up for that. The information is in my story on my Instagram. But it's different. I think that you have to be. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. See, I'm talking about with the gas. I'm getting old, y'all.
See,
Sorry.
exactly that be me.
I had to take a minute. That's so disgusting.
Listen.
Sorry, guys.
It is what it is.
Sorry, guys.
It's just is what it
I'm
is.
sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I feel like being a woman in entertainment, there are a lot of things. I feel like I have to work a lot harder, especially as a black woman. So I'm black and I'm a woman. I have to work so much harder. I think that some of the things that I say, if I was from another group, it would boom.
It'd be okay.
Yeah. But the great thing about me is that I've had so many different experiences in life that I kind of know how to deal with each group of people. Another thing is safety issues, because you think about it, walking to and from your car, you telling these jokes, you don't know how people, they looking up on the stage, feeling
somebody gonna be offended regardless. You know what I'm saying?
They could be offended. They could be into you, trying to like you and thinking you easy prey.
And thinking that you just got paid or whatever. Like, let me get her.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about from sexual to, you know what I'm saying, to somebody trying to steal. So those are.
Do you have someone go with you when you travel?
It depends. It depends. Okay. It depends. Most of the time, yeah.
Look at me like auntie. You got somebody who go with you?
Look, I'm not going out to no battlefield unprepared. Trust me. But the good thing about some of the places I go is I have people there already. So sometimes they might not travel with me, but just like Seattle, my homegirl, she's flying in from LA, so we'll be meeting each other there, and it's gonna be chill, yeah.
So what advice would you give to aspiring comedians?
To aspiring comedians, what advice would I give?
Like 3 tips you would give them.
Okay. So 1, I would say be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself at all times. That was be yourself. 2, take your time. Be patient. Be patient. This is not a quick game. I know on the internet, it's people, you think about Girls Trip. Tiffany Haddish was doing comedy for 16 years when that role came through. Wow. So that's 16 years of you just grinding. So for some people, it may be, but I believe that overnight success is going overnight. I always say this. Remember the song, This Is Why I'm Hot. This is why I'm hot.
Right.
Where he at?
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
Mims. Yeah, and where you at, Mims?
That summer, you could not be hot because this is why. Right. You know what I mean? Like it was the whole thing, but it didn't last. So sometimes it may be taking you a little bit longer, but that means that the longevity will be there. Maybe there's lessons in the game that you were meant to learn along the way, which is why. So be patient, be yourself. 3rd piece of advice I would give to a new comedian. So first, be patient. First, be yourself. 2nd, be patient. 3rd, check your ego. Check your ego. Being a comedian is a lot about not letting your ego lead, because sometimes people are going to give you advice on things that will help you, but if you're so cut off to listening to them, then you won't heed the advice. It's almost like you go over somebody's house. Now Thanksgiving coming up, so everybody gonna feel this example, because I got a good example because it's Thanksgiving and we all got big backs and we can't wait to next Thursday to eat something big backy, right? Big backs with big backy. You gotta check your ego. So let's say you cooking something and the person does not like it and they never say anything. So now you cooking this thinking it's good, but and because these people love you, they're eating it, but now you're not going, you're not getting booked for anything. Nobody's ordering your catering, your restaurant about to shut down. You don't know why. If somebody would have said, hey baby girl, we need you to use less garlic and more salt. This is nasty, but if you add this and this and that to it, it can be good. So it's the same thing with comedians. A lot of times people feel like their material is just so good that it cannot be improved. Now, don't get me wrong. If the audience is responding to it and they fuck with it, then it's good. You know what I mean? And also you have to test that material with multiple audiences.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you have a beta audience? Like, do you test it out on Reggie? or your, I mean,
No.
like, no, like who you tested out on the audience?
On the stage. Your
Right.
friends and family. My friends laughing on the phone all day with me. All we doing is
Right.
laughing and tripping out. So I have to test that material in front of an audience. But I'll say this. Sometimes with the comedian, it's the material, and with some people, it's the personality. So it's
Mm.
some people, and it's the timing, and it's the experience that all sell a joke. There are so many things that sell a joke, not just the words and the punchline, if that makes sense.
Mm.
So no,
Well,
I
yeah, the
don't
way
do
you
later.
deliver it, the cadence,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
right. Because when and you're only in Detroit, we be like, listen, that can be cracking me up.
Listen here. What they
Right.
doing?
That laugh,
And that's what
girl,
I
that
love.
gets me.
I get a
Oh
chance to
shit.
be so many different people in
Uh-huh.
one. Like you might catch me. That's why I tell people I could be on stage and I don't even talk like I talk right now on stage. I kind of talk like my auntie was like, you up there sounded like a man. And I do. I don't know where it
Right.
comes from. I think it's just the energy I'm channeling. But um I can be anything I want to be. I can be up there and say the most vulgar, lewd shit. Then I can be up there and say something that's so family friendly. It just depends on how I
Because
feel
you've done multiple
that day.
events.
Oh, I do.
Multiple events.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you've done from the baby showers to
Oh yeah.
the
Baby
backyard
showers,
barbecue.
backyard
Listen, the
barbecues,
fashion shows.
backyard parties,
Yeah,
fashion shows, the news, the TED Talks, the
all of
comedy
that.
clubs, the
I forgot
backyard
TED Talk speaker
bars,
as well. Yeah.
the in the woods with all white girls.
Listen,
I mean, I have done places.
versatile.
I have been through cornfields, and when you doing comedy, you end up so many places. And I'm not even joking. Like you will be in Ray basement in the back at a party. I have been VIP room at the. I have done comedy in some places.
Lord. So wait a minute. Speaking of the event, let's talk about the event coming up
Okay.
November 29th.
We got
and
the show.
30th. I'm planning to be there.
Yes,
Y'all. Be in the
please.
building, Detroit House
Please.
of Comedy.
Yes.
Let's talk about that. And
Let's
then we're
talk
gonna
about
show
that.
a little promo clip for it as well.
Thank
that's the
you.
flyer there.
Thank
Oh my God,
you.
Jermaine. You know what? I met
JD the Smile
Jermaine.
Hustler. Y'all call him Jermaine.
Okay.
JD the Smile Hustler. This is what they
Baby.
call him on there. He's gonna be hosting.
I've been knowing him since him and my best friend went to UAD together.
Listen,
94, baby.
I
met him back in 94 at UAD at them parties in Reno Hall. Okay, we taking it way back.
Let's dispel all the rumors.
Girl.
But he's gonna be hosting. Okay. We have some special guests. We got the Sneaky Link Man coming through November 30th. He gonna be at the Saturday show. His first time doing comedy. A lot of people know him from the Sneaky Verse. They know him from online. And also each ticket is going to feed a homeless person as well with my nonprofit Barb and Friends 501c3. So thank you so much. So we're gonna be feeding the homeless, and it's gonna be an amazing show. I'm coming out. I'm doing some new material for people who haven't seen me. We're gonna have the books there, the Faith Over Fear, Tales of a Retired Hood Rat. I'm gonna be signing books that night. I have an amazing show. Melvin Bender, we just added him to the show. Melvin Mailman Bender, who also tours with Tony Roberts. So he's gonna be opening up. Friday, we got my girl Ann Duke on the show. Showtime is 7:00. So it's gonna be really nice. It's gonna be.
Well, is it 2 shows each night
It's
or
one
just
show each night?
Okay.
So 7:00 Friday, 7:00 Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you determine who's gonna be on the lineup when you put a show together?
It's just based on the vibe that I want for that night. Cause I play the ghetto prices right in my shows too. So we got the eyelash queen, the beauty bar by the eyelash queen will be she'll be providing some prizes. We have maybe a little dispensary providing some prizes. So I just like for my shows to be fun. So when you come to my show is interactive. You might walk away with something. We're gonna take some pictures after. We gonna laugh. You gonna get some stand-up. You gonna get some game show. You know what I mean? We gonna have a good
Let's
time.
go into that promo. I love that. Let's go into that promo.
Let's go into it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I wouldn't mind a little edible in my bag.
It's gonna be fun. And it's one of them shows where you can go hang out with your friends after, go back with the family. 7. We gonna be out that boy. You know what I'm saying? 7:00 is the start time. And I'm also giving on the 29th a young guy by the name of Remy D. I'm giving him. He's a newer comedian, so he's gonna do. So I got my new little spotlight time. We got the ghetto price right. We got Barb. Okay.
You the
Y'all better
headliner,
come
right?
see me, of course.
You the headliner.
Y'all better come
right.
see me before that time comes, because I am a beast on that stage. Rocki, have you ever been to a show?
No, this is my first time.
Well,
That's why I was like, I need, and I've been like, I need to go. I need to go. I've been needing to go. So that's why I was like, I need it, and I wanted to bring you on to pump it up and put it out there. So let's play the promo, because I think Krishan is going to be at the show on the 30th. So I think
Love it. Faith over fear.
Detroit, guess what? Working at a restaurant. I was working at one of them hibachi joints. Your girl is gonna be at the Detroit House of Comedy.
Something new, something innovative.
Y'all love garlic butter. Started spilling that shit, selling 2 tubs for $5. November 29th and 30th. Shit got hard. I started cutting it with margin. And guess what? Bonus! It is a fundraiser for my nonprofit, Barb and Friends, where we're going to feed the homeless. So a proceed of each ticket that you buy, so you're going to be feeding the homeless.
Just making people feel good. I mean, it warmed my heart.
So I want to see you go get your tickets. tbarbisfunny.com.
Tickets are available at tbarbisfunny.com or the Detroit House of Comedy website. Go get those tickets. I want to see you in the building. Detroit House of Comedy, inside of Hockey Town, right next door to the bar. Come on, love it. Just love it.
Anybody in the building with me? I see some of y'all.
All right now.
I'm
Thank
definitely
you,
gonna be in
girl.
there, yeah.
Yes. November 29th, November 30th. Go get your tickets now. They're available at the Detroit House of Comedy's website. Also, there's a link to their website on mine, which is tbarbisfunny.com. Tomorrow, also a pre-sale for the book. The link will be up too for the Faith Over Fear Tales of Retired Hood Rat. So, and I'm going to have these books at the show. You can come get your book signed. We're gonna have a good time.
I love it. Tiff, how do you deal with emerging celebrity? Because sometimes I'll be out and about and people be like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Like, I like being anonymous still. So how do you deal with that? You grander on a whole nother level than me.
I don't.
So you know that sometimes I'll be like, I want to be famous, but then I don't. Like, because folks be coming at you all crazy and coming up to you and stuff, and you be like, hold on now.
I think that so I still go back and forth between saying celebrity or whatever. But at the same time, I have to be realistic with it. It is what it is. And what I mean by that is not that I appreciate it, because I have fans, and I am thankful to anybody who believes in me enough to feel like I'm a celebrity or somebody they should come up to, because I've lived just a life as everyone else. But I am thankful for my gifts and my talents. And the thing about it is that, especially when you're going viral all the time and you're online and you're doing, my page is hidden, and it, because I'm used to it now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you really think about it, for 5 million people a month to look at something that you do on your page, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm doing 1 million and 5 million views a month. We might have a skit that does, I've had things do 10 million or 15 million views. And you go to the clubs and you're doing these shows, and maybe it's 100, 200 people, but if you doing that a couple times a week, that really adds up. So now you have, you know what I mean? You have this many people that see you perform live, and all of those views add up, and you talking about over this many years of time. So a lot of people do. And the crazy part is, they always say something to me when I least expect it. Like when I'm like, ain't nobody gonna, like when I'm coming in a place like T-Barb is here, excuse me, nobody is saying nothing. They like, get to the back of the line, girl.
Right.
But when I'm coming in there on like, excuse me, guys, they're like, is that T-Barb? That's you. My last
when you're trying to be incognito.
When I'm just chilling.
When I'm trying to be incognito, that's when somebody notices.
Yeah,
like,
every time.
Now when I'm fly though, I don't see none of y'all.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. And then people be coming up to me saying stuff that I posted like months ago. I be like, I forgot. But that's a blessing too when you impact people. That's the blessing for me. Like when people say something you did impacted me. Thank you for that show. Thank you for this. So, and hey to Auntie Ramona watching.
Auntie Ramona.
So tell people where they can find you. No, first I want to ask T, if you could perform in any venue around the world, where
Okay.
would it be?
I mean, to be honest, I have performed, like I've done Caroline's on Broadway, which was with my girl Ronnie Chanel. Shout out to her for making it happen. That was good. If I could perform, because I've done the Hollywood Improv, I've been in the Comedy Store. But if I could perform anywhere, you say in the world,
Mm-hmm.
if I could go anywhere in the world and perform, I would love to do some shows overseas for sure. I would love to do some shows in Africa. And I would
Oh
love to do
yes,
some shows like in London and the UK. I've
yes.
heard
Let's
they have a
claim it.
Let's Claim It.
Let's
And
go.
here, I want to do the Stardome. In Alabama, a
Hmm.
lot of black comedians do the Stardome.
Hmm.
Also, I would love to do Madison Square Garden one day.
Yes. Let's
Or
get
even
it.
Little Caesars Arena. Just
Yeah.
to be
Let's get
honest,
it.
Little
Let's
Caesars
get
Arena.
it.
That would be, and I've done a show at Little Caesars. We did the wig skit. A lot of people saw that. We did that at Little Caesars. It was sold out. But that was a little different. I wasn't going up there and doing a stand-up comedy set. So I would love to perform because I'm from Detroit. So
Right.
you know what? I
Absolutely.
want to do Madison, but let's really Little Caesars Arena. Everybody wants to come back to their hometown and be able
Absolutely.
to do a big show like that. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I enjoyed you, of course, T Barb. We got to wrap it up. Tell
Yeah.
people where they can find you.
Okay. Absolutely. So you can go to my website, which is tbarbisfunny.com. That's TBARBISFUNNY.com. Tbarbisfunny.com. If you're on Instagram, it's I am tbarb. IAM TBARB. I am T Barb. And it's comedian T Barb on YouTube, comedian T Barb on TikTok. Be looking out for my project. It's coming out soon, hopefully only in my
Your
hood.
movie?
Yeah, it's gonna be,
Okay.
it's a series. It's a comedic series called Only in My Hood. It's a video reaction show. Don't forget the
Is
book
that
will
the one
be out.
you were working with Rachel Simone on?
Yes.
Okay, and
Shout out
My
to
boy,
producer
my
Bay.
boy
Shout out to
Damian
producer Bay.
Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to producer Bay. So that should be out. We just keep checking Tubi every week. Only in My Hood. 1 week you gonna see it. And then the Faith Over Fear. And don't forget November 29th, November 30th, we at the Detroit House of Comedy. Come out because I'm getting ready to go to California, y'all. So I'm gonna be gone. I'm gonna be out. So catch me before I leave.
I
We
know
getting ready
that's
to make
right.
big things happen. And shout out to Rocky's Reality for having me on.
Of course, absolutely. And you know you a friend of the show because I've been
Am.
wanting to have you back. And I was like, well, shit, let me get her before she become big, 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 big. You know, you gotta catch folks while you can.
For
Shit.
real, people
Yeah.
don't get that.
Shit, like you better catch me while I can. Now, you know, but hopefully, you know, no matter how big you get, I can still call you and be like, listen, let's do something because you know I always support you. So I want to end with my 5 favorites.
Okay.
5 favorites. So favorite food.
Favorite food, fried oyster mushrooms, um, vegan Caesar salad, because y'all know I'm a vegan. Um, um, drunk noodles. I love me some drunken noodles with the sauce. I'm going with some vegan macaroni and cheese. And then I'm gonna end it with I love a good breakfast. You know, some pancakes, some panic cakes, and some sausage and some just egg, guys. I know that's
What
8
type
things.
of sausage though? It ain't gonna be.
It's gonna be the vegan slice.
Slice.
You know what? Cut that. I'm gonna take that back. I'm gonna say a boudin roll from Mo Better Brews in Houston.
A boudin who?
Roll.
What?
It's like a little sushi roll.
Okay.
I know you like. I know you want some. I know you ain't had no chicken.
Here's
on
the
my
thing.
menu.
I would eat some vegan food if y'all fix it for me. That's my thing. I'll eat it, but I don't know how to fix it.
Let me say this. I'm gonna make you a plate one week.
Yeah.
That's how we gonna do that.
Yeah.
And just let you taste mine. Because I ain't gonna lie, some vegan food really is disgusting and gross. I'm not
Okay,
speaking up for
see,
everybody.
that's what I'm saying. I need. Okay.
I'm
yeah,
I'm not gonna be in denial about some of the vegans of the world and
Right.
how that shit tastes like cardboard. But come over to death roll.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know when that plate is ready. Okay. So favorite movie.
My favorite movie is Coming to America.
The first part, right? The first part.
Yeah, not the second one. No. Not the second one, but the first one. And I'm gonna say, yeah. I love that.
Okay. Your favorite place in Detroit.
Downtown.
Especially now, it's hot.
I'm fake as hell. But I've been downtown the whole time. So I was there the year the Campus Marshals was built. The next year, my hot dog cart was down there. So I like downtown. I mean, I'm really thinking since I'm now a Baptist empty nester, single mom,
Wait a minute,
I might go get me a place.
Did you say you have a boo? Are you dating? Or is T-Barb single?
I'm dating. I'm not gonna say that I'm not single either.
Okay,
but I am
in between.
dating.
It's complicated or what?
I'm not even gonna say it's complicated because I don't know, but I am seeing someone. So
okay.
I am. And that's a lot for me because I never say that.
Okay, well, you must be special.
Yes,
you must be special.
Yes,
you must be special.
I do.
Favorite thing to do when you relax?
Smoke weed.
Listen, I mean, don't judge your mama.
Excuse me, that I didn't mean to say that. Oops, and I ain't saying that.
No, you did. We unfiltered, unapologetic. It is.
Get rubbed.
Oh, your booty?
Dang, you so nasty.
Get rubbed.
Yeah.
Shit, you talking about get rubbed? I'm like, shit. Listen, see, you know we was gonna be a cut up. Okay, last favorite. Your favorite superpower that you have?
Adaptability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a great one. As Aries. Look, we ain't nothing wrong with smoking a little tree. Shit. That keeps
I ain't got no job.
Listen,
so, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no job.
That keep me from socking people in their fucking mouth a lot of times.
Baby, when I had that job, I could not do certain things. I do not have a job.
Right.
So I could sit in the bed and smoke and be that lazy bitch that used to watch Jerry Springer while y'all was at work. Only
in Detroit. Listen, I ain't bad at it. Shit. It help you stay calm though. People don't realize. They be hating. They really don't realize how when you smoke weed, how it helps you not fuck people up.
But that's
what
how
I need y'all to appreciate. Like,
you know what? That's how I know you be around professionals with good jobs and their education. Because me and my stoner friends who don't do anything all day. It's like, no, let me stop. Because I really
no, you did something. I saw your ass renovate that damn foyer.
Yeah,
you painted your foyer and your fireplace. Listen, don't let her lie to you.
Came out perfect.
She over there with the DIYs, y'all. She over there with the DIYs, okay?
And I've been, you put my little plants in the corner.
Exactly.
With my weed in my mouth.
Listen, we're not mad at it. We're not judging here, okay? We're not judging.
Thank you.
Because in this world, look, we come from the crack era, so we already know how that looks.
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, I was right. One hand, the crack era is me.
Listen, we came out of it.
Yeah.
So look, y'all just better be glad we doing as best we can now, okay? For real. Like seriously, shit. But appreciate you, C Barb. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Detroit, the Detroit Comedy Club, November 29th and 30th. Y'all can get tickets from Detroit
House of Comedy.
No, Detroit
House of Comedy. On Woodward, inside of Hockey Town, next door to the Fox. Because that's the next question people ask. Where's Detroit House Comedy? It's inside of Hockey Town. Right on Woodward and 75. So anticipate some parking or whatever.
Take an Uber if you need to.
The tickets aren't that much. And since y'all hung in there, let me give y'all a little discount code. T-Barb 313. That's TBARB 313. $10 off each ticket. Just for y'all hanging in to the end, showing love. T-Barb 313. Go get those tickets right now. Yep. I need you to go get them.
It ain't gonna be on
tonight. Yep. And if you can't get them tonight because you get your check tomorrow, I need you to get them tomorrow and get Chime because I heard they pay a day early.
Listen, put them up on game.
I'm trying to help somebody.
T-Barb 313 is the code. Okay, get the tickets, y'all.
Boop boop.
And I will see y'all soon. Well, hopefully, let's see, because we heading into the holidays, y'all. So. Hopefully,
and I'm doing Thanksgiving at my house now. I done told my family today I'm gonna do Thanksgiving. So
I'm about it. You didn't mean it when you told them.
I did because I'm gonna be in California and I just want to spend some time with my family. Normally on Thanksgiving, I used to sell hot dogs, so I used to have to get downtown at 4:35
in the morning.
So I don't have to do that, anymore. So, since I don't have to get down there early anymore, and then sometimes I'll be coming in town from a show or something like that. So, right now,
You fly Spirit or you fly?
Well,
Where
I'm
you
flying
fly?
Delta tomorrow, but I do
Okay.
fly. I have a Delta American Express, but I do fly Spirit.
Yeah, right. See,
I mean, this is the thing. It depends. Now, Seattle is a 5.5 hour flight.
Okay, so we need.
Talking, girl. We're supposed to be off there.
Okay,
It's a
right. We wrapping it up.
hour flight, so probably not. But there are a lot of red eyes coming from LA to Detroit that Delta don't even accommodate those hours of getting on the plane at 11 and getting here at 6. So
Right.
I'm sorry, but I do get a big seat. If I'm gonna do Spirit, I'm gonna get the seat.
Or that exit row. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching Rocki's Reality. And thanks again, T Barb.
Thank you so much for having me,
funny,
Rocki, girl. November 29th, 30th. Be your ass. That was so cute.